How are you doing?
Morning, I'm good, thank you. I enjoyed your coverage in the Olympics as well. So, yes.
Thank you very much.
Well done.
Well, we're back here now, yeah. And my first question to you is, your first day, it's like you wanted us to go so you could get into the office, get started on the job. You wanted to be working almost every day. Almost 2 months into the job, how do you feel about the squad that you've been able to select, and how are you settling into the role?
Settling in, first couple of weeks was new. Spent a bit of time trying to adjust. Obviously, not being on a pitch every day, which is, over the last 7 years, what I've been used to. But I got to be honest, the last 3 weeks, the more you're looking at the squad, the more you're watching games, getting your staff together as well has been, I've really loved the last few weeks. I like how it's all setting up, the support as well from Dave, Noel, IG as well, as you all know. It's really helped. Words of advice as well at the right time from those guys has really been important. But it's great. Honestly, being able to use a lot of time traveling, meeting people, how people have been with me with getting this, taking this role, has been quite humbling. The amount of congratulations, the amount of feeling I felt from the public as well has been, like I said, been humbling. And I'm beyond grateful for that. But it's been, I've got to be honest, like I just said then, I've loved it. It's been great. Like, we've got busy schedules. Like, tomorrow's a good one. We'll go up north, go up to Anglesey, and just getting to meet people and getting to travel the country as well, because I haven't done it since I was a youngster. Maybe this might be the last time I'll be in Wales. So for this period now, I want to really find peace with that as well. Travel as much as Wales, see as many people as I can, really take advantage of that.
One of the jobs you've got to select the squad, which you've done, 24-man squad as well. Also, you've got to select a captain. Noticeable that obviously Aaron is in the squad. He's fit, available for selection.
Yeah.
Are we presuming too much that Aaron will be your captain? Have you decided on who your captain will be?
No, you're not presuming too much. No, he will be captain. He's been captain before. I didn't see any reason to change that for the time being. I believe, I understand the role of captaincies. I was, captain for Wales from all the age groups, even to the senior team. It is, I do it like I just said, I do understand it, but I like a leadership group. I like a number of captains. I like a group. I like a lot of senior players who have a lot of input. I like to be able to communicate with them as well, even tactically, but also how I want the squad to look, but also how I want them to behave. They play a big role in that. It's theirs. They're the ones who own it. But also, what I would ask for them to do on the pitch, and even tactically, I like their input as well with that. We have a certain level of non-negotiables, I certainly do. But I do like feedback. So, I know Aaron might be the captain, but no problem. I see a number of captains, if I'm being honest.
Sorry about that. Drop the mic.
It's fine.
You mentioned there, obviously, it's been the last 3 weeks have been good, been busy. Noticeable, obviously, are the alerts and the notifications we've been getting about your backroom staff.
Yeah.
Just how happy are you with the team you've got, but also as well as just a sense of the direction that you want to go in, because you've taken your time, presumably, to get the people you absolutely want.
And they are definitely the people I wanted. Obviously, Dave had to work hard as well. So a lot of credit goes to Dave Adams for his patience of being able to come up with a certain amount of money for him as well. It's never easy. But to be fair, they were all willing. They were all ambitious and seen they were able to see what I was able to see with the group and where we feel we can take them. So the group, I've got to be honest, as a coaching staff, I couldn't be happier. There's a lot of opinions, which I like. We believe in a certain way of how we see football. And listen, I've seen a lot of debates over the last few weeks. There's no right and wrong way to play this game. I'm certainly not going to sit here and say this is because I play this is the right way. It isn't. There's no right or wrong way. It's what I believe in. And the coaching group of staff I have believe in those. We have the same beliefs, which helps. We all complement each other. Different backgrounds, different educations into football. So I believe bringing it all together only benefit the players.
Craig, I think last one from me before I hand on to Rob. In terms of just a couple of selections as well, again, day one, you mentioned you were excitement to get younger players involved, to learn from you and the other squad as well. So the importance of Owen Beck and Lewis Kumas being out on loan as well, getting playing time, and also as well, how did you persuade Carl Darlow to change his mind about representing Wales?
I didn't. Look, I was aware he could play for Wales. I don't know the conversations he had before with previous managers. I've always like stayed clear of that. I don't know what went on with those previous conversations, but I had the opportunity to talk to him, and he was really keen. And I actually, I did pose the question towards him. Like usually at your age, players are looking to, if they've been involved in international, then to pull away and maybe concentrate on family as well and club football. But he was reverse. He was like, he felt he needed to do this for him. He had an aim of going to a World Cup, with America, Mexico, Canada. He wanted to be part of that, but also what he was under no illusion that he was going to start. He was going to have to compete for his place like everyone else is. But his leadership roles, his experience, he really wanted to lend a hand in that. So I've got to be honest, I was over the moon by talking to him. I believe he'll be a big asset just in leadership values, and someone with experience as well, especially with a young group, will be a big benefit to the squad.
Just a quick one on the youngsters.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
How important that is. First of all, exciting times. How exciting is it with these young players coming through? But also as well, how important for you that they've gone out from Liverpool, for example, to loan clubs to get playing time?
Look, if anyone can get playing time, of course, it's a benefit to us. It's not my position to be ever call a player and demand that he goes looking for first team football. That's between him and his club. The club own him. We borrow him. That has to be clear. We don't develop him. People believe this. You hear international managers saying we do not develop them. The clubs do. They have them for 11 months. We have them for a month if we're lucky. So, of course, tactically, how we play, identity, that's what we have to be able to put in. But if there's players who we call up who are playing regularly, benefits us, of course it does. But if they don't, then it's up to us to see what stage they're at when we call them in. We're always aware of them training. We're always aware of the data that gets sent to us, what they're able to do. And also, what I've learned with this role as well is every weekend you have fingers crossed, which is it's really rare. But I could be talking about a different squad come next weekend. It is that. So you're always like we have a lot of people watching a lot of games. I'm watching a game every weekend as well. And then we have a conversation after it. And honestly, the first words are, anyone pick up anything? Or everyone's fine. And then we find out on a Monday, usually the physio will ring me on the weekend. He didn't ring me this weekend, so that was good. So I'm certainly not ringing him. And it is that. You're just living at that, which is quite exciting. But as a manager, now I know what previous international managers went through. That's a little bit different. But also at the same time, whatever the situation is or whatever happens, in football, you've got to deal with it. There's always someone else. And it always gives someone else an opportunity. Young players we have some exciting young players. If you look at Lewis Kumas at the moment, who's just watching every game from him at the moment is just like unbelievable to watch. We talk about a player with character, at a young age, fearless. That's great. Love that type of profile, love that type of player. Owen Beck as well, we'll see what the situation happens there, but a player with big potential. I believe in the next couple of years he's really going to be a real accomplished international player. But at the present moment, they were, it was justified in bringing these type of players in.
Morning, Craig. How are you?
Morning, I'm good. Still here, Rob.
Yeah,
yes,
likewise.
very good to see you.
More of a surprise. With the goalkeeping situation, you touched on Carl Darlow. He's added to your options. But it's a problem in that, they've rarely played, haven't they? And also, have you spoken to Wayne Hennessy about his situation? Can you talk about that?
No, Wayne, we missed each other because he came in for rehab a couple of weeks ago, so we missed each other. But Wayne, I know very, very well as a player, but also when I first went into Burnley as well, working with him closely for a brief spell until he went to Nottingham Forest. Great pro, been an incredible goalkeeper for Wales, but at the moment he's injured, so he's going to be out for a while. So he's not in contention to be called up anytime soon. Like I just said then, really, you want your players playing, but at this present moment, especially goalkeeper area, they're not at this present moment. Things might change over the next week, we don't know. But that's where it lies at the moment. Now it's like, get on with it. We deal with it. It's not, of course, like I just said then, and I know I'm going to keep repeating myself, of course we'd like them playing, but they're not, but we get on with it.
But it's not the end for Wayne. It's not. He comes back to a club.
I don't like the word end for anyone, and I certainly wouldn't recommend any player to ever retire from international football. Always keep your options open. You're a short time in this game, a real short time. So keep every option open. The players I've spoke to as well, especially at the later stages, I've been very clear on that. Keep your options open. Never put a stop to it unless it's really important that you do so for other reasons. I completely understand. But as long as you're healthy and you're in a good position, in a good position at your football club, keep every option open, because when this game finishes, it does finish. You'll actually look back and say, well, was it needed to? Did I need to just play as much as you can and enjoy it? Enjoy it while you've got it.
Likewise with Aaron Ramsey, he's had his injury problems, but you clearly see him as playing still a big role. And what conversations have you had with him, given that you're around the same environment?
No, I wouldn't say around the same environment, because I spent a lot of my time at Dragon Park. I've obviously seen him a few times as well. I'm aware of what he's doing as well, his training programs. His experience alone, like we're talking about players being one of the best players ever to play for Wales. We're talking about a player who's represented like Arsenal, he's won cups, been at Juventus, his experience as well at Nice. So what he brings into the squad with young players, they're aspiring to be that. Now he can help them with that as well. And if you watch him, watch his attitude, watch the little details he does, that's what's allowed him to play at top level for so long. Will benefit any young player, especially like a player like Kumas at this present moment. There'll be other young players as well. That's great to have round. And he's still got football in him. There's still football there. And I believe with the way I look to play, will help him a lot as well. He will enjoy. We've had those type of conversations, the role I sort of see him playing and what I expect from him. And hopefully when you speak to him, he's quite excited about that. I don't know yet, but hopefully he is. But I see a lot of football still to come from him.
With one or two of the youngsters, we expect to be back in the under-21s squad. Is that partly to help out Matty Jones, or is it to continue their development? What are your thoughts?
Development of what? It's not. Well, if we can qualify for every age group, that's what we want. That's what, I believe if the under-21s are able to qualify like the 17s were able, it will benefit these players being able to go into next tournament, that have tournament experience, which will benefit them. Also, the fear factor as well, which we used to have, but we've clearly been able to move to the side now, where we have been qualifying for major tournaments, so we know what it takes to get there. Players, previous players that I have right with me right now have that experience. Now, if the younger ones have that and they're coming into the senior setup with that experience, that's only going to benefit the senior squad. So, of course, we're aware of the 21 situation. But at the moment, really, I was free to pick the best players I felt were for these next two games with Turkey and Montenegro. And I was able to freely pick the players that I wanted for this group. For these next two games.
Yeah. Last couple from me. How much has the switch of venue to Nixic, how much will that affect you, do you think?
Affect us as a team? None. It's fine. It's I always deal with it. That's what we have to do. It's not like we get on with it. It's not, okay, we have to travel about 45 minutes. It's not the end of the world. Supporters, I believe that's a bit of a problem. It's not ideal for them because obviously they've, but hopefully I'm sure that with the FAW and everyone involved, they're looking for a way to find a solution for that. But us as a management team, coaching staff, players, it's not a problem. It's not a problem. We were aware of what was going on because obviously we've sent our own people out to go and check where we were staying, hotels and everything like that, and the facilities. So we were aware of the condition of the pitch. So we've been monitoring it and waiting for UEFA and Montenegro FA to make a decision. Now that's been made clear and we get on with it. That's what it is.
Last one. You've obviously been really busy since you took the job. One, I'd like to know how many times you've now seen Turkey, because you'd seen them 8 times before you had your first press conference. Yeah. And have you had just a few minutes to think what it's going to be like when you're leading out that team, how you're going to feel at the Cardiff City Stadium on September the 6th, just before kick-off?
Yeah, I've had that. It does crop my mind. It does come across, but I'm ready. I've been waiting for this. It's what I wanted. So, normal to feel nerves. I hope I do, because that gives me a sense of the importance and what it means. I feel I'll be, if I'm not feeling nervous, I'll probably be more concerned with that. But trusting the people I have with us, trusting the players, trusting the work we've done through the week, that allows everything to stay reasonably quite calm then, and hopefully stay in control of a lot of situations. So that's it does crop my mind. Even I was just going to answer the first part of your question, then I was watching Turkey against Austria last night. So you just constantly just looking, just going through stuff again, looking at certain habits and just like I was only 30 minutes on it, so it's not too bad because before I was a little bit longer. But I'll just take just before I go to bed, I'd watch 20 minutes or 10 minutes of this, or maybe an hour if I'm not seeing what I'd like to see. I'm very fortunate to have a patient partner as well. So, but I just get away with little bits. But it's just who I am as well. It's not I just like doing it. So you guys have way more of an interesting life than I have.
Well, you never know.
No, maybe not you, Rob. Yeah, but everyone else. Sorry.
Cheers, Craig.
Lawrence, do you want to go next?
Hiya, Craig. Just running through a few of the selections there. Ethan Ampadu in midfield. Do you see him as a midfielder, or Leeds have obviously been playing him as a centre back recently?
I've seen him more in midfield, more for Leeds. But I've known Ethan, since he was 15, playing for Exeter, actually younger than that, and he just stood out straight away. It was he could play anywhere. You know, I've seen him 1 minute playing up front, then he was playing in midfield, then he went into centre back, then back into midfield, all in the same game. And then obviously when he went to Chelsea, it was no surprise because he had the pick. He's a player I've just watched from afar for most of his career. Love him as a player. I can see him playing, maybe not at top now, just due to how dominant he was at that age, but he can play midfield, he can play centre-back. He's just comfortable. He's comfortable. His football intelligence is very high. So yeah, we'll have to wait and see where I look to play him. But he's, no matter where you play him, a complete trust and love his ability and love his football brain as well. Really good player, and I've enjoyed watching him play for Leeds already at the start of the season.
Sounds like you can't wait to get hold of him, really, as a player.
As in hold of him?
Yeah. In terms of working with him.
Oh, working with him. Yeah. Yes, definitely. But I've watched him from, so I've watched him from afar, I've admired him from afar, admired his loan moves as well, never took the easy way out. You look how many caps he's got for someone so young. I like him. Yeah, I'm a big fan of Ethan.
And in terms of the role that you've got for Aaron, obviously we've seen him as kind of playing that 10 for Cardiff still and dropping into a holding midfield. Where do you see him?
Across the 10s. Across the 10s positions. So that's what I see him.
So still pushing forward, still that kind
still
of
pushing forward. Yeah, dropping into the pockets. I might use 110, I might use 2, I might use 3. So I see him along any of those areas. His football intelligence, that's never going to go. But the timing of runs, executing runs, like even if I watch him play for Cardiff, I still see he can still break the lines when he goes high. If you watch even a game I watched against Sunderland, he had the best chance of the game by making that late run into the box. That will never leave him. I just want to try and get him doing that quite often for us. I believe if you put him in those positions with his football intelligence, hopefully with us having a bit of the ball, looking for these type of runs, he'll be able to benefit from that.
And then just up front, Mark Harris and Liam Cullen have been breaking into their teams in the Championship. Just kind of your thoughts on them and why you've selected them for this.
Mark Harris was a player again I've known since he was about 14, so I've been part of his development, then watched his development again from afar. A player I believe has outstanding qualities. He's moved now to Oxford, which has been a very good move for him. High intensity. He needs goals, needs assists. He's starting to get those to his game. And I believe he's a player of real high quality, so that wasn't a problem. And a player I know as well, which helps. Liam, same again. I've coached him under 17s for Wales, so I knew his qualities. He's been a little bit of a late developer, but I like how he's able to receive the ball between the lines. I like his work ethic for the team as well. How he works back, how he looks to help the team out. He's been doing really well for Swansea, especially since Luke's been there as well. I went and watched Swansea train. Had a good look at him as well, and I liked what I've seen. So they're players I've known for a number of years. I've been able to watch their developments. And two players who are developing quite well at this present moment and deserve the opportunity to be in this squad.
Okay. Do you want to ask a question to Tish now, or do you want to keep it for the written? Ask it now, go on.
Yeah, you want to ask now? No problem.
Yeah, go on. We'll break out then for the one-to-ones and the written press.
First of all, Craig, congratulations.
Thank you.
The first question is, football is a results industry and it's all based on success. So what is your definition of both short-term and long-term success for yourself and for Welsh football?
Long term, now this is a long, because I could easily bore you with this. Now, I want to be part of this role for me is the importance, say we talk off the pitch. Now, grassroots is massive for me. Now, being able to travel the country as well as do as many talks and as many Q&As as I can for local communities, local clubs to be able to raise money, to be able to put back into the community for younger teams and kids to be able to play football. I believe that's a huge responsibility on me that I want to be involved in. So I see longevity of football development in our game where I have to play a big part in. And that's traveling the country. But no matter what happens here results-wise or what I do successful or non-successful, I'll be very successful at that. I'd have had a big print or left a mark on the care of Welsh football and the promotion of Welsh football for youngsters. And that's for young girls, for every age, you name it, that football, that we're able to develop football in this country on a social aspect that I feel it deserves and what the good work's already been done so far, but I'm able to really promote and push on that. Result-wise, on what do I see right now, I just want to create a clear identity of how we play. Now, do I want to win every game? Of course I do. But over this 6-game period of this Nation League, I want it to become so clear through this six games. Now, in order to do that, there's going to be a lot of meetings, because are we going to be the best physically, or I'm not sure. But tactically, and the knowledge of what our players are going to be able to take on board, I believe that's what's going to give us an advantage, where we can adapt in games. We don't lose 45 minutes, we don't lose 90 minutes because we couldn't change, we're going to adapt. That we're able, 2 minutes, 1 minute, we're able to adapt to this, we can go to this. If they go, we can go to that. So we always have a solution, because I always believe in a game, there's always a solution. No panic, or suddenly they've moved, we thought they were going to do this, but no, we haven't. We ain't panicking, we ain't losing 45 minutes, because we've seen that, we've expected that, now we're able to move into that. Now I've bored you enough because I'm talking too much tactics. But as we go on then, is by that, we're a machine, we're already working, we already know what we're doing. We're not losing, so when we go into qualifiers, then say a World Cup qualifier, then we're a machine running. Players already got a library in their head. So when we talk about this, we move to this, then they can do it. Now, that's going to take a lot of work on the training pitch, but a lot of work meetings. Now, probably a lot of hours in meetings where we go through a lot of stuff. We show a lot of examples. We show a lot of examples of opposition that they're able then to gain. Now, some will get it very quick. Some will take a little bit longer. No problem. No problem. But during that period as well, if we're able to pick up the results that I believe we can during this period, then great. Then we get a shorter route to it. But short-term identity, making it clear, making the players clear to what we're asking, that they're able to carry it out. Success is being at that World Cup and also competing at that World Cup. That's what's hugely important.
To follow up on previous questions.
That makes sense to anyone. Because I always get wary when I wander off that.
Okay, to follow up on previous questions, you mentioned about captaincy, that you see it as part of a group, and you also mentioned your views on Ethan Ampadu. Do you see him as a future Wales captain?
Yeah.
Any idea how long, or?
Really?
Asking too much.
Yeah, way too much. Way too much. I've got to get through the Turkey game first. But yeah, he's just natural. He's natural.
Okay, thank you, Satish. Thank you. Diolch. We'll break out now for the one-to-one interviews and the sit down with her and press. Diolch yn fawr.